It's days like this I really love my job. The assignment, to hang out and go skateboarding with a couple of veterans, Brad Shaw and Steve Sargent. Both are pushing 40 and still pushing the envelope. They've been skating for over 30 years and still get a massive charge from skating every couple of days. Brad is a professional skateboard promoter and president of the National Skateboard Association of Australia. He's as stoked as a teenager about his latest project, putting together a documentary on the history of Australian skateboarding. It's only in its early stages yet, but he showed us some of the classic old vision he's been collecting.
How do you feel looking back at this footage?
Oh, it's classic just looking at it. And the things that the guys were doing back then, over 20 years ago, are still, you know, stuff that guys try and do today still. It's pretty cutting edge stuff, and you certainly put your body on the line trying to, you know, pull up tricks there.
There's a real retro resurgence about skateboarding at the moment, with American films like Dogtown and Z-Boys, about skateboarding around Venice Beach in 1975. I asked Brad how the early Australian skateboarders compared with the American scene.
You know, the guys here were just as good and just as dedicated and as radical, and, you know, we had terrain, they had better terrain and bigger terrain and more accessible terrain, but, you know, we still had things and we'd still find things or make things to make it happen.
As well as collecting old skateboard vision, Brad collects old skateboards. This is only about a quarter of his collection. For a skateboard fan, it was a thrill to see these icons.
These ones look great, the old Surfer Sams.
Yeah, Surfy Sams are a classic. These are Australian board, only made for Australia. Late 60s these were made. Yeah, very, very popular back then, late 60s, early 70s. Very hard to find, but yeah, they're a classic board. Also the Shane.
Brad plans to open a skateboard museum because he believes they're an important part of our culture.
Well, this one's probably my oldest board.
Yeah.
It's probably from the early 60s, as you can see. It's pretty ancient, and it's actually got roller skate trucks and wheels on it. So someone's cut up a roller skate and just thrown on a piece of wood.
What does it perform like?
It doesn't really perform, it's just...
More to look at, more history.
Yeah, you move along on it, but that's about it. You're not going to do too many tricks on it.
And speaking of tricks, Steve has a few up his sleeve demonstrating vert or vertical skating. Looking back at the old vision has brought back a lot of good memories.
Great. It's like bringing dreams out of the closet.
So if you have any old skateboard footage or skateboards, Brad would love to hear from you. Hanging out with the guys was like being a teenager again, with all the thrills and spills when Steve stacked it in front. Now, some people may think it's juvenile for grown men to go skateboarding, but maybe it's wise to tap into something that makes you feel so young at heart.